Thanks for taking the time to answer questions that we have from our, these come actually from our Facebook, Tahlequah Facebook page. So the first question comes from Marcey, and it's concerning the old library, the Carnegie building, and that was donated years ago.
Marcey points out it was 1905 that it was donated.
Correct.
And it looks like it was set up with a, I think most of us know that's how it gets its name. It was set up with a grant from the Carnegie Foundation, Andrew Carnegie. Oh, we opened the doors in 1907.
Exactly. Question is, why isn't this building being used? It's deteriorating. Mold is taking over the walls and ceilings, or it needs work. And her question is, why is nothing being done with that?
Well, and great question. It is certainly one of those few really historic structures that we have in the community that most of us can relate to as community members. I remember the librarian of 50 some odd years, Edna Gladney, and I remember her as a child, as a user of the library. The point of fact, though, is that the city, as owner of the building, and that is, it's important that everybody understand that the library is managed by the Eastern Oklahoma District Library System under an agreement with the city of Tahlequah. The city does own the library building. About 5 years ago, we made a very substantial investment in renovation and repairs to the building to address the water problems that have been long-standing in that structure, and to prevent any further deterioration. The entire building was painted, the soffits and cornices were repaired from the outside. We hired an independent contractor to come in and do that work. And here, 5 years later, we know we have additional problems coming back in. We're putting about $200,000, though, this year into renovations of the main library, and we're going to continue to focus on the problems that the Carnegie building has and the repairs that are needed. I suspect that it is a level of repair that's going to require outside grant monies, will require outside consultants to really be able to pinpoint the source of the problem. And it's a 100-year-old plus building.
Mm-hmm.
I live in a 100-year-old house, and old structures have problems and maintenance issues. But I do want everybody to understand that it's not being ignored. It is being addressed, and the city does have a vested interest in making sure that that structure continues on. And by the way, it does get used on a weekly basis. The library has certain programs that it conducts in that building as we speak.